It's frickin' celebration day, so you know what that means. Before I answer questions, it's time for cake making process, so here we go, cake montage and directions. Hello, this is me, and I'm showing you that I was drinking coffee because I was definitely tired, and I'm gonna be showing you how to make a cake, and I'm gonna also show you my funky apron and chef hat, which you can have your name on if you want. Let's freaking get it. Here is the title of the recipe that I am following for the cake. And now here are the ingredients that you will need for the recipe to not fail. Pecans or pecans if you want, some sugar, which is great. You will need a lot of eggs for no reason, and some pure vanilla extract if you want it. All-purpose flour. You will need baking powder for no reason, some salt, which is definitely nice. You will need some whole milk. Milk works. I don't know how milk works. You need some butter, which is cool. And you need some powdered sugar or confectioner sugar, which works either way. I don't know why they're called different, and evaporated milk. Now I'm going into the pecan part of the recipe, which is kind of important because it's a pecan cake, so you know, you'll need different measurements, and I'll show you all the different ones you'll need. And you'll be starting with the pecans and putting them kind of in like a baking sheet kind of sort of situation with melted butter. That way when you put them in the oven, they'll be baked and it'll be kind of nice for the cake for the batter and the icing that you'll be making later with the cake. But I kind of just moved the butter with the pecans to just kind of like evenly spread it out, and I did it for about 15 minutes, set it for 15 minutes. Now it's time to get into the cake batter part of the recipe, where you add the sugar into the bowl like that to feel cool, and some melted butter, which I melted beforehand because, you know, gamer moment. And then you can drink coffee if you have it because you're tired, most likely. And this is the part where you add the 4 eggs. I really don't know why it's 4 of them. Usually with other cake mixes it's like 2 or 3, but this recipe decided to be extra, which I kinda actually like because I'm sometimes extra just like that. So I was also kinda proud that I was able to do 4. And now I'm already going ahead and mixing it because I usually like to mix ingredients while I'm doing it, so it's all not clumped together. So there's that. Now it's time for the vanilla extract. You just kind of, you know, extract it from it. I had 2 bottles over there because one of them ran out of the vanilla extract, so I had 2. But I'll have the measurements, it's okay. And now it's time for the all-purpose flour, which there was not a lot of, but you know, you kind of have to have it, so it's, cakey, you know, like that. And now I'm kind of going around the kitchen because I was confused because I had everything set everywhere, including the baking powder, which I don't know how that helps either, or the salt. I just know to put it in there because that's what the recipe said. And by this time the pecans were out of the oven because they were ready because it had been like 15 minutes. And now it said in the recipe to add the milk occasionally in there while you're mixing it. So I don't know how that works either, but that's what I did. Like I mixed it and then I added milk, you know, just to kind of do it because it kind of worked. Honestly, it did actually kind of work. Which I really don't know how that works, but nonetheless there I am trying to break the 4th wall by looking at the camera. And now it was kind of time to add the pecans into the actual cake batter to, you know, have them in the cake, not just with the icing, but there's me mixing it because I could and because the recipe said to do it. And now I'm showing you the 2 baking pans that I had for the batter, you know, to put the cake mix in, and the non-stick cooking spray because that helps get the cake out easier when it's done in the oven. And then I cheated and tasted it, and it actually tasted okay, which is great. And there I am kind of evenly trying to put the batter into the 2 containers, and I actually did a pretty good job. And now I'm showing you that it's time to put them in the oven. For about 30 minutes, it said 25 to 30, I said 30 because that's how it'd be working, and there's me confused yet again for no reason. Okie dokie artichoke, now it's time to get to the icing, which required some butter, some vanilla extract, which it was like 2 of the thingies for that. And then a lot of confectioner sugar, powdered sugar, whatever you have. It works both ways, and the evaporated milk, which I kind of had to look at because I was really weirded out by it. But with the confectioner sugar, it took like 8.5 cups of that stuff. So if you have like 4 bags of it or whatever you have at the store, it should work. I don't know, measurements are weird, especially in the United States. There's the evaporated milk, and there's me mixing it just to get it all together because why not? And there's me checking the cakes with the toothpick kind of thing where you see if it's dry and all that. And there's me once again mixing it because I'm extra like that. And then finally I'm showing you that I'm gonna ice it, but you're not gonna watch that because it took so long. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that cake was the hardest thing I've ever had to make in my life. The cake mixture itself was totally fine. The icing that I had to make for it totally did not work out according to the recipe. The recipe for the frosting called for like 8.5 cups of confectioner sugar. That did not help it stay together. It's very drippy, but I did the best that I could. I'm not lying when I say that. I think the cake is probably the sweetest thing I'm ever gonna taste in my life because of the amount of sugar that I had to put in that thing. But nonetheless, I'm going to eat it. Thank you to Timothy for recommending making a pecan cake because it was something to try out and my mom likes pecans, so like, it's here now. Okay, so you can clearly see what I mean by the icing, like, not staying. Like, right now, it's better than what it was earlier. Like, it was just dripping and I had to clean the cake thing multiple times. I mean, if it tastes good, that's all that really matters. Presentation, not so much. The taste of it, we'll see. I followed the recipe for this thing, so I don't know what happened. As I also most likely said during the cake making, if you would like your username or whatever on the hat or the apron, feel free to let me know. You don't have to, it's just up to you. I also have my party hats, so I think this time I'm gonna go with green. This has nothing to do with Dream, because he just killed Tommy in it in the Minecraft lore, so this has nothing to do with him. I'm a green unicorn, boys! I also have the themed American lighter with me, so you know, we're partying in the USA, or wherever you are. As always, celebratory numbers. I've had such trouble remembering how to do it, so is it... no. Yeah, the 8 should go here. Oh, the icing's like, it gets, not crispy. Crispy is not the word for that. Kind of like glazy. I don't know how to describe that. I know my colors do not match for the numbers, but we're just doing it, boys. They're just kind of moving. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this fast so they don't fall over, which they're still doing. In other words, this cake is kind of a mess, but I tried. Please don't fall over. Oh, come on. Hurry, 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 hurry. Oh, the 8 is definitely falling over. That's great. Oh, I forgot the flute. Okay, celebration, okay? Ready? I'm gonna blow them out on 3. 1, 2, come on. I've been to enough birthday parties to know how to do that. Let's go. Now it is time for the moment of truth. Will this actually taste good? I doubt it, but here we go. So big kind of problem. There's 2 layers of the cake. It comes apart. That's probably because of the icing, but I just want to eat, so here we go. I'm mad because that actually does taste good. It's actually surprising because the icing, if it was thicker, would be way too much for the cake, because the cake itself isn't very sweet, kind of. So that's actually not bad. I think the main thing is just that, like, the layers come apart. But other than that, you want some? Yes, you do. I think so. If you're allergic to nuts or pecans, I'm sorry, just close your mouth and your eyes, and here we go. This is gonna be Dora styled. Yum, yum, yum. Delicioso, boys. Now it is time to answer questions. I have 2 from Instagram, and then I'm gonna go into the YouTube questions, so now it's question time. Both of these questions are actually very similar, so I'm gonna kind of combine what they're saying, but say who said them, basically. The first question comes from, and I know I'm not gonna pronounce this right, but Snisituveb. Hello to you. The question is, what inspired you to make your YouTube channel? The question comes from good old Angus, so hello to you, it's very nice to hear from you. And the question is, why did you start YouTube? As I mentioned, both of those questions are very similar, so I'll just answer them together. So the main reason why I started my channel is because I would say that I'm a very curious person. Initially, the plan to do this wasn't associated with a YouTube channel, but what I wanted to do is if there was something that I found that I was interested in, say like a random frog, and I found out that frog's name, I'd be like, oh, what is this frog about? Let me write some stuff down about this frog so I can learn about it and then have the information for later if I want. And I would put this information in like a binder or some sort of digital document that I could keep to look back on if I wanted to. So the main plan was just to like write stuff down that I wanted answers to, basically. The reason why I'm doing it with YouTube is because I plan to do education, be a history teacher at some point. So I was like, you know what's a good idea? Like, make videos and practice kind of teaching in a way. In most scenarios, you learn how to do things from experience and practice, and that's basically what this is. So essentially there's two main reasons. One, I'm curious about stuff, so I like to write down and answer questions. And two, this is nice practice to the type of field I want to go into. So there's the general kind of concise, not really concise answer. Thank you to both of you. Now it's YouTube time. YouTube rewind. Yeah, Will Smith meme. There you go. The first question comes from Nitro City, so hello to you and thank you very much for the question. The question is, question for the Q&A, will you ever do a gaming vid like fun games, example, Kindergarten 1 or 2? I do actually plan to do more gaming stuff. The gaming stuff that I've posted isn't, I guess, what some people would consider to be gaming, but I think it's kind of gaming a little bit. I'm a gamer girl, #cool. I know that wasn't funny, I'm sorry. I currently have it in the works to do a Minecraft thing because I like Minecraft. I know a lot of people are doing Minecraft, but I like Minecraft as well, so I think I want to do some Minecraft. So I want to do Minecraft, and other people have also requested some specific games, so if you have anything that you would like for me to play, let me know. I will say with that, if the game isn't free, I may or may not be able to play it, plus I don't have a gaming PC, I run on a Mac, so that's not the best gaming setup. But speaking of Minecraft, I actually already have the thumbnail for it set up. I've had it for a month now. I just haven't recorded Minecraft stuff, so that's probably in the works to actually be uploaded at some point. The next question comes from Maiden of Bag End. So hello to you, and I love your name. Very nice. The question is, are you part of the LGBT community? Simple answer to the question, no. That's not to say that I dislike the LGBT community. I have a lot of friends who are in that community and they're all really chill and cool people. So the answer to your question is no, but they're chill. I don't mind. The next question comes from K-Mation, so hello to you. The first question is, will you ever react to some of my animations? Answer, sure. If you want, you can link and include the name of the video and the animation. That way it makes it easier for me to find the specific one that you want me to watch. The second question is, do you like Titanic? The ship? Yes. Do not get me wrong, what happened with the Titanic was absolutely horrible. It's a very interesting historical event. The ship itself, really cool, just truly not tough enough to handle an iceberg. If you're talking about a song, probably also yes. The next set of questions comes from Kakari Musubi. I hope I got your name right. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but hello to you and thank you for the questions. The first question in the set is, what's your favorite classic Disney short? I don't know if you technically consider this to be classic, but this is one from 2012, and that's kind of a little bit ago, so I'm gonna consider it classic. There we go. The short is called Paperman, and it's basically these two cubicle workers who are trying to get the attention of each other, and it's really cool. I like the art. The colors of the art and the animation is super dope, so if you've never seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. The next question is, do you have a favorite artist? That depends. I typically don't have a lot of favorites, I just have a lot of things that I consider to be really cool or really top quality. It kind of also depends on what kind of artist you're talking about, music or actual art. In terms of actual art, my favorite artist is probably gonna be Jamie Hewlett. He's the most well-known illustrator for the Gorillaz, who is also one of my favorite music groups, so he's really awesome with the work that he does, and a lot of people know him for it, so shout out to Jamie. In terms of music artist, I really like Gwen Stefani. She's probably my guilty pleasure in terms of music. The next set of questions comes from good old Skeleboy173, so hello to you and thank you for the questions. The first one is, do I know the horror game developer called Dave Microwaves Games? I do believe I actually know who this is. I believe that Markiplier played one of his games. It was something to do with Scooby-Doo, so I watched that. Other than that, I'm not familiar with most of his work, so I'll have to check that out. The second one is, this one is canceled as I just realized you kind of have a phobia of talking to people with your voice, so yeah, let me explain. In the past, I've said that I'm kind of uncomfortable with talking to people with streaming and stuff, and kind of collaborating depending on what it is. It's really nothing against any of you, it's more of a me thing. It really does just depend on the scenario, so if you want to talk to me through something, let me know, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. I just don't want to put any of us in a weird or awkward situation, you know? Here's a question from a really coolio friend. Hello to you, hi. The question is, why can't we divide a number by 0? I'm not a math person, but here we go. I think we can't do it because 0 is such a cool number that if we did divide anything by 0, the number would be way less cool, but let me ask Siri. Okay, Siri, why can't we divide a number by 0?
I found this on the web.
Okay, according to Khan Academy, infinity is not a real number, and even if it were, it wouldn't be the answer to that question. So, thank you, Khan Academy. The next question comes from Robert Trott, so hello to you. Because you're so close to 1,000 subscribers, what are you gonna do if we go to 1,000? Also, happy early 900 subs. Thank you. I honestly haven't really thought about it, but I do actually have some ideas. In terms of celebrating, I definitely want to have some balloons, inhale the helium, and see how that sounds. I would say that my voice is pretty deep in comparison to some other girls, so I want to see how that sounds. I also want to do something again with cake. I don't know what kind of cake I would like to make. Also, feel free to mention, cakes if you want to, what type of cakes I should make. But that's definitely something for the future. I'm not going to assume that it's going to happen because I never do with this kind of stuff. It just happens and I'm like, whoa, dang, this is weird. But if I get to 1,000, I would definitely want to do something really cool for it. Feel free to suggest things because I'd love to incorporate stuff that y'all want me to do. So let me know. The next question is from Alex, so hello to you. The question is, have I ever watched a full-fledged episode of Thomas and Friends? Yes. A lot of people assume that I know a lot of stuff about Thomas and Friends because of all the reaction videos that I've done for that kind of stuff, but I have watched an episode called Stepney Gets Lost, because I'm pretty sure that's a famous one, and I'm pretty sure I watched it when I was really young, but I definitely remember that one, and I'm pretty sure it scarred me, so there you go. I have watched a little bit of Thomas and Friends. The next set of questions comes from Train Freak Productions, so hello to you and thank you for your questions. The first question is, what's your opinion on the Thomas fandom finding your content? Okay. It's definitely been really cool to see a lot of people who are involved with making Thomas and Friends content come around and give me their opinions on the series and the new stuff that Mattel has been making because I've heard a lot about it. In general, I think it's super cool because I haven't actually watched a lot of Thomas and Friends, so to get a lot of background and history on the show and the franchise in general has been super cool, and everyone's been super nice, so it's been super cool. I say super a lot. The next question is there a story behind my name? In general, kind of yes. It kind of goes along with why I started YouTube, kind of. I wanted to phrase questions of what is this, who is this, why is this, that kind of thing. The Hay part of it comes from my last name because my last name is Hay, Hay, so Hay. I've had a couple people that I know in real life claim the fact that they helped me create it, which is kinda true. In one scenario, me and some of my family were up in Pennsylvania and I was telling them my idea of just writing down the answers to questions that I was curious about. And we all just kind of came up with it together and that was fun. And then the other scenario is one of my dad's friends told me, he was like, I helped you to create it, and I can't remember what that scenario is, but it's there. So there's, I guess, multiple theories, but it comes down to the fact that it's the way I phrase questions in general, and then my last name. So there you go, thank you for the question. The last question in the set of questions is, will you do anything else other than reaction? If you're not familiar with my other content besides the reactions, that's totally cool. As I've been explaining, I like to answer questions, so there's a bunch of videos for that. I do art stuff, I want to do more gaming stuff, a lot of that actually. I do random music content from time to time if I'm feeling up to it or a random song idea comes into my head. In general, I would say that I try and diversify my content, so if there's not something that you like with the reactions, maybe there's other videos that you can try and find that you may actually enjoy. If there's a type of video that you think would be cool to see that I haven't done before, feel free to suggest it. I'm open to ideas. The next question comes from the almighty Swank Lord, so hello to you and thank you for a funny name that I laugh at every time I see it. The question is, what color products do I hate the most? That's a really cool and interesting question. I've never even gotten that outside of doing YouTube stuff. The example that they gave to help me understand what the question was orange, and I would actually have to say that's the color that I also hate the most. The colors that I dislike with certain products would have to be products that are associated for little kids, because most colors with that are bright and annoying because it's for kids, so there you go. But light blue or bright orange, nah. The last set of questions comes from Mr. 2007, so hello to you. The first one is, are you going to do an animation series? I've mentioned in the past that I want to take on animation. I'm more of just like an illustrator kind of person. I just do general art, but I think animation would be so cool to get into. I've also tried my hand a little bit at doing like animatic stuff, like short, kind of quick animation kind of stuff. But I do have a few Filthy Frank and Oni Plays animations in the works and like ideas rummaging around in my brain. So maybe look out for those. But I will say that kind of stuff will most likely not happen for a while. The next thing is draw me. Okay. I pulled out one of my little sketchbook things and it had the Minecraft thumbnail idea on it. There we go. Okay, your profile picture is green, so I'm gonna try and do like a light greeny kind of thing. Your profile picture is also very simplistic, so I'm just gonna keep it as it is. Drawing ASMR, yes. How does that look? Hold up. Oh, the hat is going up, but whatever. This is the best thing I've ever done in my life. There you go. I do also have, and this is not like a plug thing, I do have a DeviantArt where I occasionally post thumbnails for stuff, and I think I have the Minecraft one already on there. So if you want to check stuff like that out whenever I'm like uploading art, feel free. The next question is, did I put the What the Hey movie in my notebook? The What the Hey notebook is the place where I put questions. For everything that isn't a what the hey, who the hey, why the hey question, I have certain folders on my computer for them, like reaction requests and all that, so that's where that is. In terms of the What the Hey movie, I'm still getting ideas for that. That's a thing that's been mentioned in the past and requested. So that's in the process of like still being thought up because I don't want to do something that's stupid. So maybe updates on that when I get closer to actually filming stuff for it. I have a few ideas and I think it's going to be funny once it's actually done, but just know I still am thinking about it, so thank you for the reminder. The next question is, do I have a Tamagotchi? No. I was born in 2000, so I'm in that awkward period of time where I'm like familiar with some stuff, but not with other stuff. So the general answer to the question is no, I did not have one. The last question is, if I was in the Stickman Show, what would I do? The Stickman Show, if you're unfamiliar with it, is something made by Mr. 2007, so I would suggest checking that out if you'd like to. If I was in the Stickman Show, I'd probably want to be a character that says memes 24/7. So those are all the questions. Thank you all very much for them. If I happen to miss yours or I misinterpreted it, let me know. If I missed a question, I always save it for the next Q&A. That hasn't happened yet, but if it does, let me know. If I misinterpreted your question, I can like reply to a comment or whatever if you would like me to. So those are all the questions. Now I wanted to go into some general updates. Here we go. So this is the original What the Hey notebook. Every page of it has been reserved for a question. It's actually full with all the questions that I could put in it. There are currently 23 more questions to go through until I finish this notebook. So since the original notebook is almost completed and full with answers to questions, I need to choose a new one. So I wanted to ask, would you like for me to keep up the tradition of using a composition book, or would you like me to use books that I can already fill in and have? I'm fine with getting another composition book because they're like super chill and they have enough space to write in them, but I also have a lot of other notebooks I could fill. I just wanted a general opinion on that because I didn't want to do something and then people be like, oh, why are you not using another composition book? You know. Second update for the channel, I'm going to try and start uploading 2 videos for Who the Hey, What the Hey, and Why the Hey on Wednesdays and Thursdays. This is mainly because I've wanted to get through people's questions faster than I currently am. I can't remember when I started it, but I started to upload 2 What the Hey, Why the Hey, Who the Hey videos, like 1 on Wednesday and 1 on Thursday, but now I want to try and make it 2 for each of those days. I mainly want to do this because I feel bad for people who have to wait such a long time to get their question answered. It's really great and it's so cool to receive all these questions, but sometimes it's a little hard because some people really want their questions to be answered, but I do the whole method of first come, first serve. I've said that before to some people. And you are more than welcome to ask for an update on your question if it's been such a long time, but trust me, I have it screenshotted and written down, so it's going to happen. This also kind of goes into reaction videos. I don't want this to come off as like a mean, negative, or boasting thing, but I've received a lot of reaction video requests, so that's also a thing. So if I've told you possibly that it's going to take a hot minute before your reaction request gets out, that's more than true. I'm pretty sure it's clear that I do more than just reaction videos, and I wouldn't want to do reaction videos each day in line with the other content that I already do, so Mondays are specifically for the reaction videos. You can also totally ask for an update on your quests if you've made one for reaction videos. I just wanted to say that if you felt like I've forgotten about your request, I haven't. I have a separate folder on my computer for all of the reaction video requests, and it keeps getting longer, but that doesn't mean that I've forgotten about yours specifically. I feel like that's not that good of an explanation of what I'm trying to say, but if you have any questions about what I'm trying to say, let me know. I'm usually better about explaining myself when typing than when I'm saying stuff. But that's basically all that I wanted to say through Q&A and just general updating. This celebration video is clearly late. That definitely is on me, so thank you for bearing with me as I am human and I make mistakes all the time. But yeah, thank you all so much for supporting and enjoying what I do because I certainly enjoy it as well. I definitely have a few ideas rummaging around in my brain, so exciting stuff in the future. Feel free to keep asking me questions and requesting stuff because that's always open. But that's basically it, so thank you so much for watching. Bye!